A tender palm adorned with magical canes, a pair of socks filled with presents hanging on the rails. With feelings of togetherness in our hearts, be ready for the ultimate Christmas fun to start.
The holiday season has finally begun, and I, Vedika Pandey,
And I, Archita Malhotra,
have planned to kick off festivities by preparing a Christmas cake, only on SIMSR Radio. Today, we have with us Annabelle D'Souza,
Hi, thank you for having me.
Megha Marium,
Hey, hi.
and Ryan Kurian.
Hey guys, thank you for having me.
at Christmas, all roads lead home. With this, let's begin this merry episode. So, my first question to all of you would be, what does Christmas mean to you? Let's start with Annabelle.
So we celebrate Christmas in order to celebrate the birth of Jesus, who was a savior that was promised to people many, many, many years before he was even born. So Christmas is about celebrating the end of a long wait and the joy that comes from knowing that humanity is saved. And from a more non-religious perspective, Christmas is the season for sharing and caring, for spreading joy to everyone around you, and spending more time with family and friends. It's a reminder to be grateful for everything that you have.
Just like Annabelle said, Christmas signifies the greatest gift of God to humanity. And that is His only Son, Jesus Christ. So what Christmas essentially means to me is a time of giving. A time of giving to God, a time of giving to everybody around us. Because God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in Him shall not perish, but have an everlasting life.
So, Christmas for me has always been something to look forward to. I guess since both my parents work, it means spending time and celebrating with family and loved ones, and of course getting nice presents at the end of it all.
Well, I'll have to admit that these answers made me feel as warm and fuzzy as a cup of hot chocolate.
Okay, so now, can you tell us something about your favorite Christmas tradition?
So my favorite tradition is carol singing for sure. So every year, me and a bunch of people from my building, people my age, aunties, uncles, children, everybody, we walk around the neighborhood singing Christmas carols. And there's always this one guy who dresses up as Santa with the costume and mask and everything. And we go from house to house singing to them and distributing sweets. And you'd even have these kids in the neighborhood like run up to Santa and try to dance in front of him and sing at the same time. I think they wanted more sweets or something, but who knows. But yeah, it's always super fun to do that.
Wow, Annabelle just brought back a lot of memories into me. Christmas carols is definitely a very special part of Christmas. To quote my own most memorable tradition about Christmas is going to church for the midnight mass, and then gathering the entire family, probably even relatives, gathering together for celebrating Christmas, dining together. Is that unity, that happiness of the celebration? That's all what the most important part and traditions of Christmas are to me.
So for me, I think Secret Santa would be my favorite Christmas tradition. We hold it within the family and the extended family, and every 25th, all of us come together and open the gifts. So it's always fun to guess who gave whom what gift, and the controversy is also very thrilling. So yeah, that.
That sounds so much fun. In fact, your lovely answers prompted us to go the traditional route and make ourselves our own fruitcake.
Okay, so with this, let's move forward to the next question. So, can you tell us about your most memorable Christmas experience and the most meaningful gift that you have ever received or given to someone?
Okay, so last year, 2020, as I'm sure like it must have been for a lot of you, was tough on me and my family. And for Christmas, what we would usually do is we'd make a wish list, and then everybody else would buy people what they wanted. But last year we decided to do something a little different because it was a little tough. So what we ended up doing was we just went to D-Mart, and we gave each other just a minute to go in there and pick out Christmas gifts for everyone from the family. So that was something really unique, and it was really fun trying to pick out gifts for people from what's literally a department store. So yeah, that was a fun experience. And the most meaningful gift I got was, again, last year when my brother bought me these wax crayons. It was a really tiny gift, but it was something I mentioned wanting to take up at the start of 2020, and I was just surprised that he remembered that I wanted to color like back then. So that was really sweet of him.
So I can't seem to remember something that I remember the most about Christmas, but there's something, a very memorable incident that I have read somewhere, and I'd like to share that. It's about a man in US around a few years back, and it was just a normal Christmas morning. He attended his morning mass, and while he just walked out of the church towards his brand new sports car, which his brother had just gifted to him for Christmas, he noticed that there was a young boy just admiring, staring at his car and just gaping at his car, just walking around the car. And he just paused there for a few seconds, looking at the young boy who's not very well to do, looking at the car, knowing that boy probably would not be able to afford such a car. And then he just walked up to the boy, and feeling all in the Christmas mood, he said to the boy, "Why don't you join me for a ride?" And the boy was just so happy, and he was like, "Okay, I'd love to join you for a ride," and he just jumped in. And while talking to the boy, the man said, "You know what? My brother just gifted me this sports car for Christmas." And the boy said, "Oh, I wish." And the moment he said that, the boy said, the man thought, okay, he's going to say, "I wish I could have such a car, or somebody would gift me such a car." But what takes you by surprise is what the boy actually said. He said, "I wish I could gift my brother such a car." And this is what the biggest message of Christmas is. It's about giving. The pleasure of this just tells us that the pleasure of giving is much more than the pleasure of receiving.
So for me, I think probably the time we all flew to Dubai for Christmas. Back then, my maternal parents, grandparents were with us. That made Christmas quite memorable. I think I'd go back to that time if I could.
Wow. So, I feel that your flavor-some answers just readied the fruit palette for our cake.
I'm really enjoying your answers, and it makes me very curious that what are you most looking forward to this Christmas?
Besides exams, I'd say that since last year we didn't really get to celebrate Christmas the way we usually do. This year there's a lot less restrictions. So I think we're going to have like our usual building party that we weren't able to have last year, which is where everyone in our building gets together. It's like a potluck dinner. Everybody gets their own dish. We have fun, we have games, there's dancing, and I get to meet my friends from my building who I haven't met in a long time, because a lot of them are usually working as flight attendants, or they're going on the ship. So they all come back for Christmas, and I get to meet all of them, which is amazing. So yeah, that's something I'm really looking forward to.
Well, let me be very hopeful. I am looking forward to a more peaceful place to live in, a more peaceful world, a better world wherein hopefully Corona is something we put behind us, and where we can start meeting each other, celebrating together, and share a lot more of joy and happiness together.
So we have this newest addition to our family this time. She's a Labrador pup named Brooke, and it'll be her first Christmas with us. So what I'm looking forward to is seeing how she reacts to that. She's a bundle of joy, so I'm sure it's going to be a really fun Christmas.
Wow, these are so wonderful answers, and I can totally relate, because especially with the pandemic thing, because they've restricted us so much, and your heartwarming answers just turned our cake batter into a delicious, yummy cake. So now here's a fun question for you all. If you had to be trapped in a Christmas movie, which one would it be and why? Or if there's any go-to Christmas movie that you watch every year.
Okay, so I really like the movie Home Alone, and I insist on watching it every Christmas, even though my parents go, "We watched it last year, like why can't you watch something else this year?" I have to watch Home Alone. It does not feel like Christmas without Home Alone. And I remember watching it as a child, and I was this really obnoxious child who would just enjoy pranking everybody at home. And the movie was like my inspiration. Like, I don't know if you've seen the movie, but there's this like tiny kid who gets left behind when his parents go on vacation, and there's these thieves are trying to rob his house, and so he pulls a bunch of like practical pranks on them and stuff in order to like get them to leave the house. But yeah, it was a really cool movie, and it inspired me to prank people more, which I'm not so sure my parents liked, but it was fun for me.
Annabelle, you just stole my movie. Home Alone is, in fact, my favorite Christmas movie too. I'd love to be trapped in there, somewhere around to like probably prank the thieves with the young boy in the movie. Probably I'd enjoy that. It's the childhood memories of watching it and enjoying it that just makes me feel very. I can just relate to that movie very much.
Maybe we could prank the thieves together, Megha.
I would love that.
So Annabelle and Megha both stole my favorite movie because Home Alone.
And then there were 3.
Yeah, see, but I guess if not Home Alone, then probably Frozen, because I'd love someone like Olaf in my life.
Now I'm just gonna go and watch Home Alone and Frozen.
So now we are going to play a game of this or that. The game is fairly simple. We are going to present you all with 2 options and you have to choose one of them. So let's begin with the first question. Would you like to celebrate Christmas at home or in a new destination?
Or at home with family.
With family, be it at home or a destination, doesn't mind. I don't mind.
I'm going to copy Megha's answer and say at home with family or away from home, but with family, yes.
Okay, so would you prefer a white Christmas or a warm Christmas?
I want to say a warm Christmas, but I have a feeling if any of my friends are listening, they're going to laugh at me because it's Mumbai and it's not even that cold. But the idea of a warm Christmas sounds more appealing.
I would prefer a white Christmas. I like it cold during Christmas.
I'd like a white Christmas too, but at home with like a cup of hot chocolate. So I don't know if that's like warm or not, but yeah, that.
So the next question is going to be a little tough, I think. Would you loudly sing Jingle Bells every time you walk into your class for a week, or dress up like Santa Claus for a week while you enter your class?
That's a tough question, but I think I'm going to say Santa because I like to think that people get happy when they see me, and dressing up as Santa just sort of fits that same narrative. So I'm going to go with Santa.
I'm just going to sing my way all into the class with Jingle Bells, and yeah, that would be
I'm
it.
going to be singing Jingle Bells too because I look like a really weird Santa.
Okay, now, do you prefer going all out with Christmas decorations or do you prefer keeping it simple?
I'm going all out because, I don't know, you keep it simple for the rest of the year. Like Christmas is the one time you get to enjoy lights and decorations and everything.
All out, any day. Full decoration.
I'm going to go against the flow and say minimalist because I'm a minimalistic person, so I like the aesthetic.
Okay, so the next one would be cook delicacies or order in during Christmas.
I'll cook delicacies because my grandma makes all of these really nice East Indian Catholic dishes for us. Like she makes saag patel, she makes pork vindaloo. So I would much prefer eating those as well as Christmas sweets as opposed to ordering from somewhere.
Ooh, cooking delicacies at home. My grandmother makes wine for Christmas, which is just really nice because it's very little fermented, so I can have it. And there's a lot more of other, food that would be made. So it's just a lot more fun at home.
Cook delicacies for me too because, yeah, my mom makes like the most amazing brownies and all the other Christmas goodies that come with it.
So homemade food all the way. Now, this is a fun one. Would you prefer Christmas movies or Christmas music?
Christmas music. Christmas movies are nice, but Christmas isn't Christmas without carols.
I'd agree. Christmas music.
Christmas music all the way.
Alright, so would you prefer handmade gifts or store-bought gifts?
Handmade gifts because they're a lot more personal and I think they're better than something someone would pick up in a store.
Store-bought gifts for me because I'm just a very lazy person to do all the work.
Handmade gifts for me because handmade gifts are very memorable and yeah, special like Annabelle said. So
That's true. Now, would the kid in you prefer candy canes or chocolates?
I'm sorry, I can't decide. Can I pick both of them?
Sure you can. It's your Christmas.
Chocolate for me.
Chocolates for me too.
Okay, so this round was definitely the cherry on top. And there you have it, our very own delicious Christmas cake.
With this, we come to the end of our episode. I hope you all had as much fun as we did.
Thank you for having me. This was really fun.
Hey, thank you very much for having me. It was a great time, and I really wish all of you watching this a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year.
So I think it's my first time being on PR Radio, and I had a fun time. Thank you so much for having us, and Merry Christmas to all of you guys.
SIMSR Radio would love for all of you to have a Merry Christmas and fill your hearts with love and light on this happy occasion. We will see you soon with another exciting episode. Till then, signing off, SIMSR Radio.